I should be live, but it's not showing me as live. Refresh. Okay, we are live on the shorts. Okay, now we're ready, and I can go back to ignoring that so I can look at this. All right. Wait a second. Sam, you don't want me to look at this on stream? Okay. Oh, you can? Okay, cool. Let me see. You said I don't want to distract you more? Dog, listen, I just got off of the most fucking hateful fucking screen that I could possibly get close to on stream, okay? I needed to be distracted. Please, press and hold. What? It said check mark. Do I gotta continue holding? Yeah, I failed the bot test after it gave me the check mark to say that the test was over. Hello? There we go. Oh, that's pretty. It's like a Telecaster if a Telecaster was pretty. I like the color too. And it's a Reverend? I actually don't know that brand. Interesting. All right. I am thinking about changing out the inputs, but we'll have to change those later. Let's see what Mr. The Quartering has to say. Should we?
Oh boy, the pump is on. I have never seen anything like this. With a single stroke of his pen, Donald Trump has soothed the markets. Well,
what I want to know is with these guys specifically, right? Like, what do they think is going to happen, in a couple of days or even tomorrow when the markets open up and things are still going down? I'm not saying that because I want them to go down. I'm saying that because in all likelihood, they're still going to continue to go down. We still have 10% tariffs on all goods coming into the United States. A blanket 10% tariff, which was what the nightmare scenario before was, remember. Remember, the nightmare scenario before was if he put a 10 to 20% tariff on literally everything. And then he came out and started putting 50% fucking tariffs on things. Like, what the fuck? So I've returned. Hi, how's it going, Haley Robertson? So yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know what they think is going to happen tomorrow. Like, if we were to go to stock market, 1929. I wonder if we can get this data digitally. How about let's do look, during the Great Depression, enlarge. Oh, we're not doing the enlarge. You have a button for enlarging, but you don't want to enlarge the picture? Okay, cool. Remember, after the first drop, you can actually see, if you zoom in real close, there was a bump right after that went up about halfway up. And then it went down again. And then it went back up again. And then it went down. And then it went up. And then it went up. And then it went down some more. We're going to see this trend continue probably throughout the next couple of weeks. I like your mic. Thank you. It has a sock on top of it. Yeah, we're going to see this cycle happen over and over and over. Amazing how so many are so much smarter than Trump and are broke. It's actually super funny. It doesn't take too much to be smarter than Trump. When you're in the bell curve of IQs, the one standard deviation actually takes up like 90 something % of the possible IQ in the population. For some reason, it's really hard to be 3 standard deviations away from the norm. I just don't get it. It is hard. You're right. You're right. It is hard to be as smart as Trump, but it's not hard to be smarter than Trump. Anyways, let's keep listening. We got 13 seconds into this.
Oh boy, the pump is on. I have never seen anything like this. With a single stroke of his pen, Donald Trump has soothed the markets while also continuing.
He's done what to the market?
Trump has soothed the markets.
Does anybody understand what word he's saying? Soothed? Soothed. Okay.
Of his pen, Donald Trump has soothed the markets while also continuing to apply even more pressure to China.
But the thing is, I don't know. They did this yesterday or the day before where the stock market went up for like 2 seconds because of a fake tweet. Do y'all remember that? If we go to the Dow Jones graph, and then we also look up tweet market spike from yesterday. Where's the screenshot? Really? No screenshot? Cool. Are we just not, we don't have a fucking screen cap? Nobody thought to take a fucking screen cap of the tweet that everybody is writing articles on? Nobody has. Reject all. No, fuck off. Nobody has a screenshot. Here it is. This tweet right here caused a rebound of the fucking market. I can't fucking believe it. But literal fake news injected trillions of dollars into the market only for them to be wiped out in literal minutes. And it's because this guy's last name on Twitter is Bloomberg, and he put an emoji and then a fake quote. Well, actually, this isn't a fake quote. They were considering this as soon as yesterday, and then those people still put their money into the market and still got their money liquidated because it didn't happen immediately. This is where I got the idea, I bet. I wonder. I do genuinely wonder. Don't say the F word. I can say whatever I fucking want. But, yeah, let's go 5 days. Oh, I wish that I could go. I wish I could zoom in specifically on a specific part of yesterday. No, it's not going to happen. It's this. Which spike was it? Do we know? It must have been this one. Because immediately all of the gains were lost. Sondsol, people like Benny Johnson retweeted that guy. Yeah, and also, that's something else that I want to get across. I need to like think about this, just kind of tacking on to my rant earlier. People like Benny Johnson, people that lied so brazenly and so provably and so often in service of what's going on right now, should have criminal charges brought against them. I mean that so sincerely. It is unconscionable that we have allowed them to do this. Adam Schiff just announced he is investigating whether insider trading was involved in Trump's tariff announcements. Jesus Christ, dude. If they're able to show that someone sold off all their fucking shit before the announcement or right after the announcement and then bought back right before the announcement that the tariffs were going to be lifted, or I'm sorry, we need to stop saying that. Don't say that the tariffs were lifted, by the way, guys. Don't let people think that. Don't allow us to, don't allow ourselves to become useful idiots. They didn't remove the tariffs. They reduced the tariffs down to 10%. One of the two numbers, right? We said a 10 to 20% tariff would be catastrophic. All right. They are reducing it down to 10. All right. It's just not a nuclear. Now they're hitting us with like Agent Orange instead of nuclear weapons. Dim should imprison anybody involved that turns out to be true and they gain power again. Yeah. All these people, I want to see Rob Noor if they find some. Because there's already so many weird little corrupt things with the crypto rug pulls right before and right after getting into office. The crypto shit where his advisors had holdings in the things that they were putting into the strategic reserve of crypto things, and that led to those people getting a lot of money. If they find evidence of financial corruption here, they need to look into literally every single economic policy that they've announced, because it's entirely possible, and I would say entirely probable, that these fucking subhuman parasites have gone into the fucking White House and used the president retard to make themselves richer. I just can't. It's so bad, dude. That crypto shit must have been a way to get donations and bribes from Russia and China. A legit thought that went through my head. Like everything that conservatives accuse liberals of being, I haven't been like, everything is Russia, Russia. I hate conservatives and I want them to die, blah, 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 blah. I never felt that way until this week. I do think that it is entirely possible that there's like Russian payments going through crypto stuff. Maybe not to Trump himself, to people around him that are advising him to do these things. Absolutely. Knowing Rob Hill deflect to Pelosi insider trading. Oh, that's really funny because I actually saw someone do that right here. It was the last thing I tweeted. We're going to find out Nancy Pelosi made like $20 million off this move, aren't we? Your guys are in office. It's your people that are in office. You realize that, right? What the fuck? Here, give me 1 second. I'm going to run to the restroom. All right. Let's keep watching, Mr. the Jeremy Quartering. Yeah, Democrats are all powerful even when not in charge. They're able to know the fluctuations of the market that are totally at the whims of Donald Trump right now. And keep that in mind. They're accusing Nancy Pelosi of making money off of money moves that Donald Trump is making. Are you saying that Donald Trump is in cahoots with Pelosi? Taking tiny nibble off of an edible.
The market has said, we find these terms acceptable, and it is pumping like I've never seen anything pump before.
Yeah, he's talking about this. Here, let me do it right here so that everybody can see. He's talking about this. It's pumping like I've never seen before. This is the past 5 days. This is the past month. This is the past 6 months. We've got a long way to go. And this is going to go back down. I cannot overstate how bad of an idea it would be to try and game the market right now. I cannot overstate how bad of an idea that is. Jeremy was already exposed for using sweatshop labor for his merch. Yeah, I did see that. I did see that the D workwear or dye workwear guy was going around to all the conservatives who are using not American made shirts.
Art of the deal. This is perhaps what Trump maybe should have done in the
art of the deal. Tariffs are good. Art of the deal. Tariffs are good. Art of the deal. Choose one. Are the tariffs good because they're protecting industry and we need to keep them on? Because that's going to bring back industrial fucking jobs? Or are we punishing those other people and we're going to remove the tariffs after we get concessions from them? Which one is it? Are the tariffs good? Or are they a tool? Are they good or are they a tool?
first place, but this is crazy as I can now announce a 90-day pause on all tariffs as they negotiate.
Nope, this is not true from what I understand, and we'll double check it right now. Tariff. My understanding is the 10% is still in effect. Let's see here. Which is it? Wait. In fact, Trump said they will be increased, but enormous tariffs will remain on China, the world's second largest economy. In fact, Trump said that they will be increased to 125 from 104 after China announced additional retaliatory tariffs against the United States earlier Wednesday. All other countries that were subjected to reciprocal tariff rates, why do these cuckold, I hate CNN. They are just as fucking guilty as the fucking conservatives themselves. All right. Do not give them this. They were not subjected to reciprocal tariff rates. They were not reciprocal tariff rates. The highest tariff that was put on the United States was like a 15% one from like Botswana. We didn't put reciprocal tariffs on literally anyone. Yeah, even according to the White House, they weren't. They're just calling them that. So the fucking news should not call them reciprocal tariffs. Do not give them anything. Do not. Hey, guys, when you're talking to a conservative, when you're talking about conservatives, Do not give them anything, even the smallest thing. There is not a single fucking thing, because every tiny thing they use as a lie to weasel in and force their agenda through. Every single fucking thing, which is why I will not fucking budge on any argument about the tariffs. I don't care if there are limited use cases for them or if there are things that you can use tariffs for that are okay. I don't give a fuck. I'm fully against them. There's a million other tools that we can use in our economic fucking war chest that can achieve the exact same goal as a tariff without being a tariff. Fuck a tariff. There's no good use for a fucking tariff. Never give them that. Never say, oh, well, there's good thing here, because you can see it happen in my Discord in real time just a couple of minutes ago. I read this while I was going to pee. Even economic retardation was always part of the plan. Also, no, everybody who understands basic economics says that tariffs are bad. Yet every other country has them. Selective tariffs can be good. Blanket tariffs are brain dead. Do you acknowledge that you contradicted yourself earlier? Never, ever, ever, because they're not acting in good faith. Berto, he pretends to be retarded so that he can do this sort of thing in the conversation. I know for a fact he's not that retarded because I've seen him say stuff in my chat that leads me to the conclusion this guy's probably not totally fucking retarded. They know that what they're saying is ridiculous. They know that what they're saying is bullshit. They know what you're trying to say, and they know that your nuance is way more accurate to reality than what they're saying. But they don't care because they know that this gets under your skin, and they know that it gets under my skin too. Yeah, no, I know, Tron. I'm going to get there. They do it because it gets under your skin because they don't care about anything. They care more about causing pain to the other side than they care about making anybody's lives better. When I say I have completely lost my ability to see any conservative in a good light, I mean it. And that's bad. Again, if they've lost me to this degree, then they're not going to get any fucking sympathy from anybody else. Because again, I'm a fucking pushover. And I know I am. The math is so dumb. Yes. And then the math is dumb as well, because it's not like this has anything to do with tariffs. It doesn't have anything to do with tariffs because it was calculated based off of what? Does anybody know? This was calculated based off of our trade deficit. People act as if a trade deficit is bad. I will never forgive the Democratic Party for allowing that line to go as far as it has, that the trade deficit is bad. I will never forgive the Democrats for that. Everybody has heard at this point the obvious example. I have a trade deficit with my grocery store. But there would be no conceivable fucking reason in the entire world to try to punish the grocery store for engaging in a trade where I get something out of it. If the prices are too much, I go somewhere else. To be fair, they're not conservative. They're just Trump progressives. No, they're conservatives. They just changed their entire worldview to fit in with this fat fucking retard. They act like having a trade deficit inherently means that you got fucked over. Well, Trump explicitly said that the other day while he was sitting next to Benjamin Netanyahu, someone who's probably 500 IQ points above Trump. He said it's like oh, fuck, what did he say? A what sheet? A balance sheet? Yeah, actually, the formula is this thing, not that thing. Wait, isn't that the exact same thing, but just multiplied by 1? Yes. No, I know. What was that? What was that thing that I was just referencing? Fuck. Trump deficit sheet. Fuck, he said something so fucking stupid. But I can't remember exactly what he called it, if anybody in chat remembers. But essentially, it was like he was talking about like it's balancing your budget. You're not. This isn't about balancing a budget. The trade doesn't need to be balanced. We're importing shit that we either consume ourselves or that we turn into better shit and then sell to other people. We are getting stuff out of our trade. Why the fuck do we need to do this? Oh, fuck, it's opening on the wrong window. Oh, the tariffs that they have on us. Well, this is 2022. Oh, is this the last year that they have for us? So the average tariffs, let's see here. Tariffs by country. So in 2022, the highest one was China at 17%. That was the import partner share. The weighted average. Oh, 2.86. What's the difference between these different weighted averages? Oh, so this isn't the tariff. This is the tariff. Oh, okay. So yeah, the largest tariff put on us was from Malawi at 17%. I'm going to scroll down until I see one that's a major trading partner with us. Is Bangladesh 15%? 10.7. Yeah, there are also nations with no tariffs. Yes, and I was going to get to that in a second. I'm trying to find. Cambodia doesn't make that much stuff for us, do they? 14? Oh, you know what? Let's just do it by who our biggest trading partners are. Whoa. That's not true. Italy being more than India? Is that real? Or am I misunderstanding this entire chart? Yeah, because this is saying 89% right there. Mexico has an average weighted tariff of 0.01% or 3.39. I don't know how to read this fucking chart here. He'll get to the bottom of this. Well, I don't know if he's busy right now. I can set something up with him. Okay, we need to focus on watching the video.
Negotiate.
Listen, if I'm gonna start reading, listen, if you're gonna give me some like chart like that to read, all right, give me something that's easy to understand, all right. Otherwise, I'm gonna sit here in silence for super long, and then everyone's gonna leave.
But he doubled down on China, probably because China tried
Probably because the stock market was getting fucked, super fucking hardcore. Maybe it's because the stock market was getting absolutely fucking tanked. And everybody was telling him for days that he has to take off the tariffs. And this was the best way that he could take a step away from that policy without losing too much face. I just got a notification for Rob Knorr going live. Uh-oh, I'm actually curious about that one. Testy, tell me when his face shows up. I'm sure he has like a starting soon screen.
But he doubled down on China, probably because China tried to disrespect Americans by.
Oh, also, mind you, he's saying this whole thing that everybody else is saying, like, oh well, China disrespected us. China disrespected us, and that's why we're hitting them with this, and we're taking it off of everybody. We're focusing just on them. That's absolutely, that's not why you're doing this, because Canada also hit us with reciprocal tariffs. We don't have 125% tariffs on them. This is him walking it back. This is the only reading of it. Yeah. Repeating the talking point. Well, you said that Rob is going live, but I don't see him anywhere.
Calling us fat and lazy yesterday. I've got a separate video on that. This is breaking news. Let's get into it. By the way, there's a lot of talks about tariffs on coffee because of the tariffs. I talked about it in a later video. Coffee Brand Coffee never intended to raise prices because of the tariffs. Now the tariffs are on pause. It's less of a good hit.
I got it.
But I will tell you.
Oh my God, it is the title of his stream. The title of his stream is one of the biggest days in market history. Bro, how fucking embarrassing. Wait a second.
Sometimes you get a year's worth of crazy stuff that happens within a week or two of work, and it's been that. So thank you all for your prayers for one of the
I just want to
people
hear
I
what he
work
says.
with. There's some health issues in the immediacy, but also some
Is he banned on Twitch? Because he's not live on Twitch. At least not that I could see.
if we end up in a good place. Yeah, go Rams. My brother in real life. Yeah, Black Elk has done a fantastic job with the intros. I was supposed to call Black Elk this past weekend, and I totally dropped the ball on that. So, Black Elk, if you're watching this, give me a ring tonight, or just text me, and I'll give you a ring tonight after the show. But it's just been an absolute crazy week at work, and like streaming was the last thing on my mind most of the time. So, but now I'm back home. Everything's better here at home. So, ready to move forward. Got a jam-packed stream tonight. Now, normally,
Rob derangement syndrome. This is Rob derangement syndrome. I'm embarrassed for you people. I'm embarrassed for you people. One of the biggest days in market history. There's no way that he thinks that this is good. There's no way that he thinks that this is going to end up. I know there's no video that's intentional because I'll message you.
supposed to be with. It is. Give me a second. Let's see. Well, this isn't going to help me. His name's Adam. Here, it's this guy. I'll show you a screen share. But I don't know his channel or anything like that. There you go. He's this guy in the bottom right corner. But that is
What do you mean as if he's some kind of phantom? I speak about him as if he was a peer that I respected at some point. I genuinely liked Rob. I told people to give him a chance. Whoa, why are you going like this? You know what, just kill me, because I don't know how to make it stop. Maybe I wasn't supposed to. Well, maybe I should just let myself dive so that I can duck behind my stuff here in a second. But like, the thing that here's that's scripted. Yeah, I know it. Oh, it's scripted that like I can't slow it down. Okay, got you. Well, I just wanted to like crouch so that I didn't lose half of my fucking health and shields the second that I'm, you know. God, why do they have to make the drowning things last so long? This is brutal. Okay. He wants every CEO and nation promised to do as they are told and bend the knee. If he wants you to hold some U.S. Congress people in a slave prison, you better do it. Or if he wants AOC banned on Facebook. There's some, and I want to look more into this, but there's a lot of things that people are pointing towards. Like Trump just wants people to like kiss his ring, like business leaders specifically and world leaders to kiss his ring. But it's not good diplomacy. It is good for making him feel good. It's not good for America. But yeah, just to what Beheller was just saying, I liked Rob. Okay. The problem is that I feel like Rob lost his fucking integrity. Or he never had any integrity to begin with, and it's just very blatant now. I don't know what the deal is, but it's genuinely sad. The one conservative that I thought was a decent conservative debater is doing one of the biggest days in market history, like cope things. I'm tired of this being the I'm perpetually surprised like stream channel, but I don't know. I don't know how you guys, you Trump supporters, I don't know how you guys can watch someone mathematically and provably lie to you. He gave you the tools to prove that he was lying to you with a mathematical formula that proved that he was lying to you. And you guys are still talking to us like we're the brainwashed ones, man. I want to, do you still respect Andrew? No, I lost respect for Andrew a lot faster than I lost respect for Rob. But that's because Andrew is also cruel as a human being. He revels in cruelty and isn't funny enough to make up for it. But yeah, I'm tired of like genuine cruelty. I'm tired of it. I'm fine with edgy jokes. I'm fine with racist jokes. I'm fine with all sorts of shit. I have a very high tolerance, all things considered. But when I feel like people are like actually like in a fucking cult, I feel weird talking to them. When I feel like someone is actually a fucking hateful piece of shit, right? I feel weird talking to them, right? I felt weird talking to the Nazis back in the day. Took a lot not to just say a bunch of vile shit to them. Granted, I also thought that there was hope for them, right? Just to give you guys just some fucking perspective. I had hope for the Nazis I used to debate with, that they would grow out of it and be normal functional human beings in society. But we're well past the point that it's okay. It wasn't okay back in 2016. It wasn't okay back then. It wasn't okay in 2020 when they were doing all their crazy shit then. It wasn't okay on January 6th when they stormed the fucking Capitol, right? We're so far beyond that it's not okay. We're now in the realm of it is so wholly fucking indefensible for any person of any moral fiber, for any person that has any character or a backbone, for fuck's sake, Jesus Christ, have a fucking backbone. Stand up to your fucking side. For all the fucking masculinity, fucking hardcore shit that conservatives want to push and how fucking sad and beat down they want to say young men are, it's these fat fucks. These fat fuck adults with diabetes who are fucking dying of fucking rot tooth and fucking the Rust Belt all over fucking Appalachia. It's those fucking people. I need to chill. It's these people who have gone so far beyond what is acceptable that constantly ask for more accommodations to be more unacceptable. And we have accommodated them for too long. For every liberty that the lefties took that was way too fucking far with any of the trans stuff, with any of the bathroom stuff, with any of the I don't know, any of the lefty socialist shit. For every liberty that they took that we all said, you need to get the fuck over it and grow the fuck up and join reality. For every time that I fought with my own side and lost credibility and lost fucking actual financial fucking incentives to be a fucking lefty because I stood on fucking principle. For these adults, all right, mind you, this is Rob Noor. Is it what? Mid to late 40s? And he's playing fucking pretend with the fucking market? Why?
This is the channel I'll be debating on. Jake Rattlesnake, who's a good guy. So, yeah, I'm not going to do any debate prep at all. I'll explain why in a second. So I'm streaming tonight because I know people stream and I want.
I can't stand Jordan Peterson's voice. I don't even know if he's as crazy as people made him out to be. I'm done caring about what I've read in the past. But let me say, his voice is absolutely unlistenable. Can't do it.
Want to stream tonight, and then we'll get on to tomorrow. Anyways, doing that. So that'll be tomorrow night around 8 p.m. I'm gonna finish this stream today. Tomorrow I'm jam packed, full of good stuff. My parents and I don't know, maybe Go Rams will be with them. I'm not sure. We're gonna be taking my son to meet the Easter Bunny tomorrow, and that's gonna be sort of an all-day adventure. Then I got a couple of errands to run sort of after that. So I'll probably be wrapping up dinner right around 7:30 and then hopping on to stream. And the debate's supposed to take place at, I believe, 8 p.m. Eastern. Let's see. Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah. So should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. And I don't even know what the topic is necessarily. That doesn't bother me though. Debate on my channel with a lib about whether Trump's first few that can lead to good. But just because you set those blocks doesn't mean that things are taken to fruition. This is one of the things that. Okay, that's a fine topic. So we'll be doing that. Adam, if you're watching, I'll give you a little spoiler into what my answer was. That'll be. I would say good, but it's hard to determine. Trump's set a lot of building blocks that can lead to good, but just because you set those blocks doesn't mean that things are taken to fruition. This is one of the things that Democrats did all the time when I debated them. They would say, like, I remember debating Destiny in 2022. I debated a bunch of other lefties, 2022, 2023. And when they would talk about how great Biden was doing, you would be like, by what metric? And they would say things like, well, he passed the Inflation Reduction Act. He passed this massive infrastructure bill. And it's like, okay, let's take the infrastructure bill. Theoretically, if that largely contributes to building a lot of infrastructure that's worthwhile, then you would say, okay, that's a good thing. But if you just earmark, say, $47 billion for rural broadband, and then not one person gets connected, you can't say when that bill passes, oh, this is a huge victory, what a success.
That was months ago. Where's the... Let's go to news. Let's see if there's been any movement on that. Yell at Rob? No, I don't feel the need. Because I don't, like, I don't want to talk to people that I don't feel are being truthful. Rural broadband was an egg on Democrats' face for real. I had heard about it, but I don't know about, like, the rollout, if it was just, like, really difficult or... Oh, well, they paused it, so we're not going to get any. Well, why didn't they get it done? Local partisan finger pointing. They're not saying whose fault it is. It's funny how Dems have to be perfect on every topic. Yeah, which is why I don't take these people seriously. Oh, so they've approved the funds, so they just need to, like, break ground. Okay, so it's not like something that hasn't happened. Got it.
Because you have to see what happens. The same with the Inflation Reduction Act. Yeah, in theory, a bill that would lower inflation would be a good thing. That's not what the Inflation...
But the difference that we're talking about is we're talking about these are the specific, like, line item things that we want to do. All right, these are the things that we have passed, and this is the expected time frame that we should expect to see those things in. Really? No lights? Like, this is the expected time frame that we should see that in, and we should see, like, approximately this. And it's all gone according to plan. Like, we've seen the appropriate, like, change in GDP. We've seen the appropriate... Wait, do I get... No, I lose oxygen fast right there. Like, we've seen a reduction right after the Inflation Reduction Act was passed, right? And the expected time frame that the Inflation Reduction Act was supposed to start working in, we started seeing investments in the infrastructure in the expected time frame that people said that we should see that happen. It seems like the one broadband internet thing didn't go through, like, in the way that it was supposed to, but okay. Are we going to pretend that there was a single policy that the Democrats did that was as damaging to anybody as quickly as this one was.
Reduction Act did. But when you
And also, Republicans voted on that one too, because it passed through the House and the Senate. This was unilateral on Trump's part. It might have been a Democrat bill, but it was something. Fuck me. Okay. Is this the article you read? It looks like the article that I was just reading. Yes. Okay, we'll keep going.
Asked, and by the way, Trump supporters will do the same thing. When you're like, well, what are the accomplishments? Well, look at all this legislation that's passed. But you haven't even had time. The truth is, we're only, 2 months, 3 months into Trump's presidency? It's really hard to put a grade on, like, have things been good or bad. There are metrics that you could use. I don't mind bringing up the stock market if that's one of the things my opponent wants to do. I'm assuming it will be. You could certainly bring up the progress that we've seen already on the border. That's something I plan on bringing up. But for me, the things that would make a, quote, good Trump presidency would be weeding out corruption at the FBI, bringing manufacturing jobs back home.
You know what? After my experience talking to people from the Rust Belt, the past few days, I not only am I like confident that like the manufacturing is just still not going to come back, I'm going to laugh at them when it doesn't come back. Just like they were laughing at everyone that I know who are like suffering right now because of their retard president's stupid fucking actions that make no fucking sense. I will have zero fucking sympathy for their continued fucking, like fentanyl deaths or anything like that. I don't have sympathy for people that can't be bothered to show a quarter of an ounce of sympathy or empathy for people that aren't in their immediate fucking family. I spent the past 4, 5, 6 years of my life learning about politics and talking about what kind of policies would make it to where everybody's lives got better, including the people who we've left behind in the Rust Belt and shit like that. I thought we were all in this together. We could all work together. But if there's going to be a major part of the Rust Belt population that votes for Trump because they simply want to see everyone else suffer, I don't want you to get your manufacturing job back. I don't want you. The deaths of despair that happen in the Midwest, can't feel fucking sorry for them because I've reached out my hand fucking a million fucking times. I've watched as people across society, not just in politics, but in business, have reached out their hands to people in the Midwest and they've slapped them away. They've slapped them away. They slapped them away. Fuck the empathy for the people that refuse to accept the empathy or to show that they have the capacity for empathy for themselves. I won't do it. I refuse. I wish I could be a better person. I was a better person 6 weeks ago. But don't fucking lecture anyone about the behavior or what the Democrats do or anything like this. When your movement is the Republican Party right now. You don't have the right.
Those sorts of things. Has that happened yet? No. Have the building blocks been laid that may make that a possibility? Sure.
May make that a possibility after wiping out trillions from the fucking debt. Keep that in mind. We're working on possibilities. Trillions wiped out on the possibility of a new tomorrow that every single person who has any knowledge on the topic of fucking tariffs, on the topic of the economy, says, hey, this is actually just bad for the economy. It seems like this is just like bad for everybody. If they want to shoot themselves in the dick, that's fine. I'm just saying that once we recover and we stitch ourselves up and we bandage up, we maybe let them, fucking air out for a while. Because I'm not, I don't know how else to fucking deal with people that are just forces of entropy. This is short. Even if manufacturing comes back, that doesn't mean jobs will. Mind you, this is from 2015.
Constellation Brands, the maker of beers Modelo and Corona, is growing at lightning speed, and it's keeping pace with the market thanks to robots.
Our brew house is fully automated here, and frankly, we run each shift with 6 people. We've got maybe 58 robots.
While robots have been present in North American factories for 50 years, here at Nava, Mexico, they're taking on new roles.
So a laser-guided...
Also, like the manufacturing jobs that we're sending overseas are the manufacturing jobs that we had here because technology has advanced since we sent them over there.
Vehicle is basically a mechanism that moves pallets on a production floor. So it replaces forklifts and basically replaces the need for people to drive forklifts. We've got about 70 laser-guided vehicles as we're built out. We would have 250 forklifts to do the same work. And frankly,
I don't know how else to phrase this. Like, I would like to know, like, average employees at a single factory. Like, how many people are we looking? The number of employees per manufacturing company in the United States is 20.7. I don't know if this is this accurate? Oh. Oh, fuck off. $19.3 employees. Is this? I want to become an expert. The number of employees per manufacturing company is 20. I wish I knew what this was over time. How many workers did a factory need in like the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s? I'm so curious. I don't know what the answer is to that. And I don't know if there's anyone that can get me the answer to that. It's all robots.
But, well, people that are just never going to want to criticize Trump will be like, he appointed Kash Patel. That's great. Well, yeah, if Kash does something. If he doesn't, then it wasn't great, right? So, I mean, I'm excited with some of the possibilities. On other hands, seeing as how corruption's my big issue, on other hands, they just appointed this Jensen character high up in the FBI. This is one of the big January 6th people that went after people on January 6th. Does that sound like some guy who wants reform? No. Have we gotten access to the Epstein files yet? No. So it's a little...
You never get those Epstein files.
I'm not going to just be a prick that goes on there. It's like, best presidency ever, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to say there's a lot that I could defend here. There's a couple things I'm not a fan of, but there's a lot I could defend that I think things are going pretty well. But it's just the beginning, and things could turn sour near immediately. Even if you just look in a bubble at this tariff situation, I'm not going to be one of these people that sit here and bullshits you and say 100% guarantee this will be a disaster, 100% guarantee this is foolproof. I can't.
It is just so overwhelmingly likely that it's going to be a fucking disaster. I don't know why that is like an insane statement for Mr. Rob to say. It's just reality. I don't get it. Where the fuck am I supposed to go? In this stupid fucking game. Cool. I have no idea where I'm at, and I don't know where to go. Imagine corruption being your big issue and voting for Trump. I know.
Say
dude.
that. What I did, and I'll continue to do tonight, is to look at it through my layman's lens and tell you what I think is likely to occur, what's going through Trump's head, what's going through people's heads. But I can't tell you that there's going to be 100% success or failure based on this. Any sort of radical change, changing the economy radically, is probably going to upset the stock market and upset a lot of investors. Why? Because investors want predictability. So, for example, something that I was a big fan of for years, maybe some people in my audience will feel the same way, I wanted to end the Federal Reserve. What do you think that would do to the stock market? Like if Ron Paul would have won in 2012 and he comes in within 3 months, he's like, okay, we're ending the Fed. What do you think that does to the stock market? What do you think that does to the bond market? Cold slice of bread, I don't think that's necessarily the case. So, I mean, I certainly think that would be detrimental in the immediacy to the stock market. I think for the long-term health of the country, it would be far better. Real quick, to answer your question, cold sliced bread, I believe, I asked people to clip this a couple weeks ago when I talked about the Alien Enemy Act business. I believe the Supreme Court ruled almost identically to what I said would happen, which would be that they would say they had problems with the jurisdiction, which is what they said. So Boasberg sort of inserting himself when he knew he should have, that he didn't have jurisdiction. There were problems with that. But ultimately, they said that due process was entitled to people to be deported under the Alien Enemy Act, which I agree with. They should deserve due process. And they're defining
I
due
cannot
process
believe
as
Rob has that
basically
opinion.
the right to
That's
hear the
crazy.
charges and then to defend themselves from that. Now, unless there was another case that I'm unaware of, Cold Slice, if that's where you're saying that all illegals get 2 million, all 20 million illegals get a trial before they're deported, that's not my understanding. First off, even when it comes to those being deported under the Alien Enemy Act, it's not a trial that they're entitled to. It's some sort of hearing, which is different. It will require a different standard of proof than
Also, I cannot explain the amount of contempt I have for people whose entire fucking ideology is just tear everything down and try and build something new. Like, the system as it is right now ain't that fucked up. It simply ain't. And you're coping. You are simply coping if you say that it is. If you think that the system is so fucked that it can't be salvaged, something has to be torn down in order to justify, having a system like that, or something has to change significantly, redo everything. You're just a bad person. You're just wrong. You're selfish, and you have no idea about any of the things that you're talking about, what the effects on other people are going to be, because you're not thinking about other people when you're talking about destroying the entire world fucking economy because your fucking manufacturing job went away. I'm sorry. Remember, the border doesn't even affect for most people. Yeah, I know. Are those shotgun shells? Where the fuck am I supposed to... Where's the last thing? Hold on. Chat, if you guys see something that looks like an orange barrel, tell me. Because I do not see it.
and say being convicted beyond a reasonable doubt, right? The second is that's only referring to the Alien Enemy Act provision, which was one of my arguments from the get-go. There's a reason that Trump wanted to invoke the Alien Enemy Act, probably because to expedite the process, so we would be able to have a way to avoid other court challenges, et cetera, to the deportation of illegals in general. But for me, it was always an issue of...
1 second. What did he say? The rich are evil. They hoard everything while we suffer. Eat the rich. Eat the rich. Burn it all down. Breaking. Market crashes. Tech stocks wiped out. No, my tech stocks. My trust fund. Yes. Except these people, they grew up in poverty, so they don't have trust funds. They don't know They don't know what it's like to have, so they're fine with taking away from those who have. No, it's not even that, because their lives aren't so fucking horrible like they make them out to be. I'm sorry. I grew up in the same fucking generation as a lot of these people who are wishing fucking like horrible fucking things on. I was born in that same generation. I'm part of that male like cohort that they talk about being so dejected and fucking sad all the time. Why am I not like them? Was I just built different? Better? Why was I able to, like talk to girls? Why was I able to, I'm probably going to get married in the next year and a half to 2 years. And the only question there is the time frame. Bras playing defense for hedge funds? I'm making fun of people like you, Beheller. I'm making fun of you. I don't know how you don't see that. It's crazy how people from states like Ohio are obsessed with the southern border while their teeth are rotting in their mouths. Like, I grew up not in abject poverty, but we weren't rich. We weren't barely middle class. I got yelled at school because I was too poor to afford the correct school uniform colors. We made a mistake and we bought yellow instead of red or navy, and I got yelled at school, and we had to sit there and take that until my parents could afford to buy me another shirt for $5 at Old Navy. So, like, I understand growing up poor. I understand growing up with money issues. I understand growing up with people, the smug condescension. The smug condescension from people who are openly, like, uneducated is a lot worse, let me tell you. I fit into the cohort of a fucking semi-college dropout fucking white guy, almost 30, haven't finished college, grew up in fucking shithole fucking Arkansas, population 600, and yet for some reason, I don't feel the need to signal how much I want to harm other people. I don't signal how inferior everybody else's actions have made me feel. You can talk about smug condescension, but it probably doesn't help your case that I'm literally part of the group that I'm talking to. I'm talking to my own group here. My own group is a bunch of fucking whiny little bitches. Who are, if y'all thought that the left was, driving people away quickly with the way that they operated, if you think that the left was pushing people away fast with the way that they operated, hit their fucking pocketbooks and then tell them that they not only do they deserve to have their pocketbooks hit, then tell them that they deserve it. And that you want them to lose their jobs to work in a factory. Tell me who sounds like more of a smug retard then. I have accidentally found a way to launch yourself right there. I don't know how to replicate it, And it's certainly not helping me in any conceivable way because I have no idea what I'm supposed to fucking do here. It's not that. But yeah, that's my feelings on people in my own demographic. Sorry, that was a very long-winded fucking rant, and certainly not super on topic to the video, but you have to find barrels that... Oh, thank you. I've just gone literally everywhere that I could possibly go, and I still haven't found the last one. I assume there's only one more. Like, there's no opening that. Is it just like somewhere and I just haven't seen it? No, go down. It's nowhere. You wait, and for half a decade? You're like, here's the thing though. Like, I super don't is the thing. It takes a lot for me to hate a group of people. It really does. And really the only thing that has ever gotten me over that line of hating a group of people for their beliefs or for like what they represent. You do hate white people? No, see, like if you won't take me at my word for what I'm saying, because I'm being brutally fucking honest about literally everything that I'm talking about. If I hated them, I would just say some shit about them. I would. But I haven't, have I? I've talked about Midwesterners, people in the Rust Belt specifically. The people who are exhibiting the behavior that I'm talking about. It is when people behave in a certain way. Oh, there it is. Thank fucking God. You have an out-group bias? I have spent... How many times today do I have to say? I have spent the past 5 years trying to build those out-group things, right? And I've watched as other liberals have, both in policy and online. I've watched people try to reach out to you people. You don't want people to reach out to you though, because you guys just hate us. You hate us. So you imagine what we think about you, and you guys imagine like y'all think, yeah, exactly. Someone get this chatter a mirror. You assume that the way that you feel about us is how we feel about you. It took until y'all were telling me that y'all want my family to be in pain, until you guys were telling me that you want people that I know personally to suffer, specifically to suffer, that I got to the point where I see you guys the way you see me. And every single fucking liberal I've ever met in my entire life, and every single fucking organization that I've ever seen or been a part of, literally nobody thinks about you in that way ever until you guys show them who you are. It is because of your actions and not because of your skin color that people despise you. It is because of your actions and literally nothing else about you. It is because of the way that you speak about other groups of people. It is because of the way that you treat other groups of people. It is because of the way that you engage with society. It is because of the way that you engage with politics that makes people fucking despise you. I don't blame the people that talk about white people in the way that they do when there are people like you in the world, Beheller. When there are people like you, losers with no fucking future outlook in their entire fucking life, who can't be bothered to sit down, shut the fuck up, pull out a fucking job application, and get a decent paying job that occupies more of your life than fucking, I don't know, League of Legends or jerking off or watching videos of black people fighting and calling them animals. I don't know what you do with your fucking time. Just more projection? Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't have time. I don't have time for the subhuman filth that occupy my fucking country. The unmitigated fucking trash human beings that live in my country. It is the only thing that has ever made me feel disgusted in my own skin. It is disgusting being part of the same species as these fucking scum, filth, no life having. I'm trying so hard not to get banned, guys. I need you to know I have no filter anymore. All right? It takes everything inside of me to explain so genuinely how nobody ever fucking thinks. Nobody ever thinks about you people like that. Just cultist retards. I'm sure they're nice enough in person, but see, like sourcing, like you weren't here for the first part of stream. I'm down for hating them now. I don't care how nice they are in person. I don't care, like when someone, I'm tired of being the pushover liberal empath that I've been my entire life. I was taught by a pastor, okay, mind you. Did you time me out on YouTube? Yes, I don't want to see your fucking retard. Like, I'm being very real with you. And then you're saying projection. I'm being real with you. When you say this shit that you say, it legitimately makes me look at you as less than a human. I don't think that I can engage in any kind of social contract with people that act that way. I don't have the energy to hate stupid. There's too many of them. Maybe I'll stop hating and I'll just burn out of hating, and then I'll just become a disaffected, above it all memer on the internet. Yes, it was me. Like, I think that the reason why it's making me so fucking mad, and the reason why it feels so hyper personal, is because I've spent so much time in conservative circles. I've spent so much time trying to understand. I've, in such a genuine way, I've spent so much mental energy, like, learning about these things, and then looking at the things that people are proposing that we do for, like the Midwest, or for conservatives, or young men that are disaffected and shit. Like, I look at the things, it's like, okay, we're all in this together. And then y'all just fucking hate us. Y'all just fucking hate anyone that isn't part of your in-group. Everybody else is like sitting here thinking we're all just disagreeing on what the best way to help out with these issues. That's where everybody else's mindset is. Everybody's trying to understand you. And you guys keep on telling them it's because we're sad, it's because we're lonely, no, it's because you hate. You've been leading us on. You've been leading us on for years. My entire political life, you've been leading us on, telling us it's this reason why we're so upset. It's this reason that we're so upset. You guys talk to us this way. At the end of the day, when it came down to brass tacks, it was never about the fucking issues. It was about causing as much financial and social harm to people in your outgroup as possible. And for me to finally have that aha moment of, I've been planning on spending the rest of my life, once I get a career in the field that I want to go into, I was going to devote my life towards finding solutions to help people like that want to hurt me for no reason. Because I thought we were in it together. I feel genuinely betrayed by my country for the first time. And I feel like there is an actual enemy faction in my country for the first time. Arguably, the hardest hit will be the conservatives. Yeah, and like that's what I keep on saying. Like I know, like these manufacturing jobs aren't going back to the Midwest. Rust Belt's not getting, Ford factories back. And if they do, it's going to employ not a lot of people. And I would normally, like, my principle, and that's what's like fucking me up so much, is because like I feel like a bad person saying all these things, because like I've re-engineered myself since starting streaming, because everybody puts such a big importance on living out your principles, right? And I thought that was a good personality trait to have, and I worked on that very hard to live out my virtues, right? The things I think are virtuous. Do my best. I'm not perfect, but I try my best. My principles are completely flipped on their head, because it assumed that there weren't other people trying actively to make things worse, at least in large enough number to actually succeed, So if they succeed, then they succeed. That's fine for them. They can deal with the consequences. I will never advocate. I won't advocate against them, but I'm not going to advocate for any purpose for people in that area. They can move to the city and they can learn to love black people just like the rest of us. Okay. They can go to the city and they can interact with Jamal just like I did. All right. And they can realize that the black people are not that fucking scary. All right. Jose isn't going to rape your sister just because he's Mexican. Okay. Like, you guys are going to have to conform and, learn to adapt or die. That's the reality of the fucking world. All right. Fuck all of the coddling bullshit where we try and be nice to you people about it. Like, adapt or die. We live in the 21st fucking century now. And for every rot tooth fucking Appalachian that fucking dies a death of despair, we're going to have 5 more people born in the fucking cities ready to live that multicultural fucking life. You guys will die out. And I'm not going to expend any kind of fucking energy ever saying to help. That's the way I feel right now. Convince me otherwise. Deport 100 million people. They could choose to be deported, or they can choose the secret option. Kool-Aid. But if conservative Christians from Mexico can vote, Republicans won't ever be elected again. They shouldn't be. Even if they do, it will just cause inflation. There is a reason prices have remained low for consumer goods. Cheap labor doesn't just enable higher profits. It also enables lower prices. Yeah, but they don't care about that, and they've elected President Retard, and they cheer and seal clap literally every single fucking time he like farts. Hello? Oh, is that thing still alive? Is the head crab still alive? Not anymore. I don't know, dudes. For the next couple of weeks, I'm not entirely sure. Wait. Oh, it's not a... Okay. I'm not entirely sure how much I'll be able to stream just because of like logistics and stuff. But man, I need to find some way to get out of the headspace. It's just that I'm constantly reminded of it because they're everywhere on Twitter and they're getting hundreds of thousands of likes from people. So it's not like it's a small amount of people saying these things, like, I don't know. It is actually quite upsetting. Best president. And see, like, that's the, like, and I know, like, the entire reason you say that is to get a rise out of me. I'm responding right now. I'm giving you what you want. The other thing that is so, there's so many different things I could say about it. It's sad, it's depressing, it's embarrassing, and it's it makes me suicidal. it makes me lose my fucking mind thinking about the fact that, like, literally the best way to predict a Trump supporter's, like, whether they support something or not is whether or not it will piss someone else off in the room. Like, that's literally all Birdo is in chat. Like, he serves a function, and his function is to be the annoying dude who just says random conservative things to get a rise out of people. And, like, it's like his entire personality. Like, as far as we know, that's, like, literally all he does. Except for the few brief glimpses of humanity where he's like, oh, I like to do this. Oh, I saw that YouTube video. Or it's like, oh, holy shit, maybe I can gaslight myself again into thinking that this guy has humanity. But he's delivering on what he promised. I don't think I have to hand it to any of them. Personally. Make him say apples are oranges. I'm sure that Birdo's been around since before AI was popular. I don't know. I've considered for the first time stopping streaming, not because I don't like streaming it anymore, because I like the concept of streaming, and I always have liked the concept of doing, like, YouTube stuff, and I've tried to do it in the past, right? It's because it's not, I'm not getting anything out of it anymore, you know? Like, I used to learn shit very, very constantly. I think that I'm despite everything and despite all the memes, right? And fuck, if it gets clipped, then lots of people make fun of this. But I probably have grown as a person as a result of Twitch, or not as a result, maybe in spite of the fact that I've been a part of Twitch politics, right? Like, I've talked about it before. I learned how to study because of streaming, right? Because I got so competitive with the debating stuff that I learned fully how to finally do research and how to study and how to, you know, put stuff together in a reasonable amount of time because of streaming, right? I've changed my life trajectory as to what career I want to go into, and I feel passionate about that. In terms of, like, my moral character, I didn't really understand anything about morality beforehand, as most people don't. I've learned a little bit about morality now, and I feel like I am a better person for it, that I know when something is a good thing and when something is a bad thing, and I don't have to sit there and go back and forth in my head about it, or, like, you know, just be a total team player all the time. Like, I can condemn my own side when they do something immoral. Like, I think that on average, I'm probably a better person than I was in 2019 when I started off, right? I enjoy streaming so much, and I like specifically talking to chat. I like saying the same names in chat every single day that I stream. I like interacting with you guys, and I like arguing about politics. I do. I like arguing a whole lot. Every bit of that joy has been systematically ripped away, not just by conservatives, all right? Some of it's just because of the drama cycles in here. Some of it's because I've been banned for bullshit fucking reasons, right? But the singularly, even though now that I can talk to people, because in the past I've been banned and I enjoyed streaming more than I do now. And I couldn't talk to anybody. I couldn't interact with anyone because I was banned. I was blacklisted from everything. Couldn't talk to anybody. Never got debates. But I still enjoyed it more than I enjoy it now. And the difference is the people have gotten more dishonest. Specifically, the conservatives have gotten more dishonest. And the few that I had respect for being honest in the past, even though we like majorly disagreed, have either turned into full-on sycophants, full-on NPC robot, like cum-sucking losers with no spine, or they've become the most unimaginably cruel people I have ever seen disgrace the face of the earth. And I don't want to argue with lefties right now, because what the fuck is there to argue with lefties about? I don't want to talk about Israel-Palestine. And then with conservatives, I don't want to talk to them because I think they're crazy. I think they're actually certifiably crazy. And if they're not crazy, then they're lying to me. There are like 3 conservatives I know of on the face of the earth, off the top of my head, that I don't think are lying to me when they speak. Populism has rotted everyone's brains. It's not just conservatives. The majority of Americans have zero values beyond my side is the good team and what we do is inherently good. That's true. But the conservatives, they do worse shit when they get in power. And what they want to happen is significantly worse, in my opinion, than the leftoids. Like, team sports me all you want. Like, I'd rather have, you know, the government pay for fucking trans fucking hormones than completely reorder the entire world economic fucking state of affairs. The most hyperbolic of Republican strawmen about what Kamala was going to do is not nearly as bad as what is actually happening right now. So, like, I understand what you're saying, but like, I can't even be that harsh on lefties here. They're just not as bad. Their belief system is just not as bad. They are just as retarded, right? I said the issue is not, yeah, sure. And I'm not trying to say that it is, but I am talking about the people who have like utterly shifted my perception of like it's completely shifting my opinion of like the baseline behavior of human beings. There's a better word for this, but like, I assume that humans don't want to harm others. I assume that humans don't want to kill or like cause harm to any living being, right? Like people look at people who torture animals like they're fucking insane, but they're not doing it to a human, right? So like, I assume that if we look at people who torture animals as insane, people that want to cause harm to other humans, I assume that we would just all intuit, dude, these people are crazy, right? Biden is the equivalent of Jeb for the right. Yeah, but again, like even then, the people on the left, even though they don't have power, and even though they're just as stupid as people on the right, I just don't think that they're. And maybe I could be pushed on this pretty easily, maybe. But like by and large, the left are just feel good hippies. They're stupid. And they hold back progress, and they hold back, and they make things bad. I don't disagree, but I would take fucking President Bernie cubed over what's happening right now. They are soy and unpopular. Yeah, but see, like that's like the beginning and end of the analysis for you. You don't think that they're masculine enough. They're not cool enough. They're soy and unpopular. But our guy, he's big and strong. Our guy is dad, and he's coming home, and he's going to spank us. You guys are freaks, man. I'm sorry. We should never have let conservatives pretend like the only weirdos are on the left. You people are freaks. You don't act normal. Say the shit that you're saying online to your family. Say the shit that you're saying online to your friends. I'm not ashamed of what I fucking say online. My mom watches my show, okay? Every single fucking time I go live. Because she loves me. I don't have to be ashamed of fucking anything that I say online. Because I don't fucking hate people. I don't know. I think we need to make it absolutely socially fucking unacceptable to be a hateful fucking piece of shit. We need to make it absolutely fucking unacceptable. Like, you guys act like the spoiled shitty kid from every 80s kids movie. The bully character that gets that is so on his face bad. It's so on his face, just an asshole. Like you guys fit into that character space so easily. You're just heels. Please play this. You're just like my movies.
When dad gets home, you know.
It is so, like, I'm sorry. If that's all you have to respond, like, the funny thing is, Berto never responds to anything that I say. He never has any, like, well, this is why it's based to be cruel or anything like that. Hello. Oh, you have the Kurt? Look at him.
He's heavy. They were hungry.
Oops.
I'm out of breath.
How you doing?
Good. Are you on stream?
Yeah. Do you need me to turn off the camera?
No, but
Mute?
I gotta sleep again early tonight.
But yeah, just to finish what I was saying, like you're saying, just like my movies, like, yeah, it's called making an analogy or making a comparison. The fact that you don't have any defense for your actions, all you can do is point towards the seeming cringeness of the comparison I'm making. Like, that's all you have. You don't have any excuse. You don't have any explanation. You don't have any justification. It's just deflection and it's just joke making. I would rather wash my mouth out with a 12 gauge than live like that. Unironically, to live my entire life irony poisoned because I'm too scared to do anything else. I'm irony poisoned because I'm a young white man that had everything stolen from me, but I'm also not going to take any actions to make myself better. Like I said, I've always said, I'll never allow myself to become more conservative. I'll never allow myself to become more conservative. But when it comes to pulling yourself up by your bootstrap, when you fit into the exact same fucking demographic and like racial, financial, economic fucking cohort as I do, I feel the need to be really condescending. I feel the need to ask why you are not able to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Why are you not able? Why are all these young white men not able to get fucking girlfriends? I was never fucking taught. I was too embarrassed to ask anyone for how to fucking get a girlfriend. What are you talking about, girlfriends? I'm talking about anything that makes it seem like you're engaging in society in a healthy way. What are you talking about, girlfriends? I'm talking about having a romantic partner. I'm talking about having a fucking job. I'm talking about having a group of friends that aren't just like around you because you're the only person that will tolerate their racist fucking bullshit. Like having like genuine human connections. This is part of being a human being, but it doesn't seem like conservative young men are able to do that. Dating apps seem to fuck that shit up. Guess what? I grew up in the age of the dating apps. I've had multiple long-term relationships, meaningful relationships. I'm going to get married to a girl that I didn't meet on a dating app. And that was the predominant way that people were meeting back when I got my girlfriend. Blame the dating apps all you want. I've gotten one date. One date off a fucking dating app. Aren't those people like 50% libs? On what? It didn't help me on the dating apps. Dating apps are dog shit. It doesn't matter if you're a lib or not. I have a girlfriend. What are you talking? I'm talking to like the broad set of young men that are talking about how they're glad that our country is like getting raped by your president right now. The retards that you've been sitting in chat defending. Dating apps are for gooners and nothing more. But like, see, like there's always someone else to blame but like yourself. There's always someone else. It's always, the liberals that fucked over the Rust Belt. It's always, the Jews that created the porn. It was always, the dating apps that make it impossible for anyone to get money. The Mexicans made it impossible to get a job. It's always someone else's fucking fault. At a certain point, I'm sorry, like Americans need to fucking get stronger. I'm a liberal fucking soy boy, and I know that. I know I'm a liberal soy boy, and yet somehow I'm still living out more of the American dream than half of the fucking people who are cheering on the destruction of the fucking country, even though I had just the exact same start out as them. And those same guys will desperately look for a father figure like Andrew Tate. And they choose losers, too. I'm perfect. Obviously, everyone else is holding me back. Yeah. How are you doing, Dink Brandon? Did you see that Drone Tech is back? Started a new server. I'm stuck. I normally troll and talk shit, but even I'm having a hard time. Yeah, no, it's really hard. And I don't want to like repeat myself 5 million times, but for the people that are like coming in here right at the end, I've just been talking on and off about a lot of basic assumptions that I've had have been challenged, and there's I officially hate conservatives. And I'm tired of pretending to, or it's not even pretending. It was very genuine. I'm tired of putting in genuine effort and gaslighting myself into thinking that they'll be good people, or that they are good people. I'm tired of gaslighting myself into thinking that these people who say shitty things and do shitty things are still good people. On the pub thing? Oh, gotcha. Brilliant masterclass in global finance. Yes, true. Super true. But yeah, it's just I don't know. I feel like the past year has been a big like time for change and big time for introspection and seeing different perspectives on things I never considered before. I'm getting older. I have a decently paying job, living in a big city. There's a lot of stuff in my life that's changing right now, and then like the political situation is also adding to that, because brother, you need to go onto like your favorite spot and chill there. Go onto the back of the chair, right there. You're fine. Chill there. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I feel like there's just been a lot of introspection and seeing things in a completely different light for the first time. And maybe I'll calm down and maybe I'll start living principled again, or maybe I'll have to reevaluate how I assess my principles. I don't know, but I do know this. I can't continue to evaluate. I can't continue to evaluate people in the same way that I have my entire life. I have probably been a pushover. I've probably been a little too nice and a little too forgiving towards people my entire life. And I know it. And I've known it for a long time. I do that. I'm a very forgiving person. I'm a very very willing to give second, third, fourth, fifth chances, right? I don't know how to square everything that's going on right now with how I've been acting. And that's a terrible fucking thing to get to. Most people are not well read or even a little bit informed, and that's the best case. Typically, they're grossly misinformed by the media they consume. Here's the question that I have, though. And you just engage with too many idiots online. Here's the question, though. I don't think that the people that I've been engaging with are outliers, number one, because they're getting a lot of attention online. A lot of people are agreeing with them. Number two, I want to know how many of the people that voted for Trump in the Midwest did so with that entropy mind. Like, I just want to watch the world burn, and I don't care who gets hurt doing it because I was harmed by some unintentional act. Little Bitch just became a sponsor. What does that mean? Does that mean that you subbed on YouTube? Thank you. Keep in mind that half the population doesn't vote and couldn't tell you who has the majority in Congress right now. I gifted us up. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know. I've never had someone speak to me as candidly as I did in that Twitter thread about how we just don't understand that the goal is for people in the cities to get fucked. So maybe I'll change it. And again, like, maybe I'm just upset and mad about it, maybe I'm just upset and mad about it, but it feels like a slap in the face that for, the past however long I've been paying attention to politics, we've been told one thing about why these people feel a certain way. And then for so many of them to just come out with the no, you guys are trying to make our lives better. Our lives can't get better. We're trying to fuck you. That right there, something snapped in me. When there are people who have been calling me a sheep and telling me that I listen to propaganda and that I'm lying for the regime and shit like that, when there's mathematical proof out there supplied by the Trump administration, there's mathematical equations that prove that they were lying to you, and they gave you the equation that proves that they lied to you, and you're still going to support them when they're lying to you every single fucking day in this way. It's unconscionable. And I think if I can't convince myself out of this, then I need to completely reorient how I view how humans operate, because it will change fundamentally what I'm trying to do, I know it's exhausting giving idiots grace, but if you don't, you're just turning into them. Well, here's the legitimate question, and I want you guys to save me, right? At what point is it giving grace? And at what point does giving grace turn into just being that guy that gives these people infinite chances, right? Because I've been giving grace, and I've been telling people, like with Rob Noor, like he's not evil, he's not bad, he disagrees with us. I've done that for every single fucking conservative that has been on this website, all right, that I've ever interacted with, and they continue to get worse. They don't get better, they get worse. And here's the thing. The attacks on them haven't gotten worse. The amount of hate that they get hasn't gotten worse. People were talking about them like they were just people that disagreed. People respected Rob on the left, even if they hated him. But now they don't respect him either because he's just a Trump dick suck. What's the alternative? I don't know. Demoralize them financially, spiritually, and physically until they are unable to fucking operate in society anymore the way that they want to do to us. I don't know. That is apt to what you are saying. I'm not sure if I want. Yes, no, actually, unironically, that is exactly. These are the people. They're doing that to themselves just fine. Yeah, I know. I don't know. The thing. Maybe I'll be able to talk myself out of it. Like it's been. If you give grace to liberal points, what are you talking about? Liberal points? Are you? Yeah, Connor isn't crazy, just retarded. Like, counter. We're talking about counterpoints. That's why we're talking about. Yeah, no, I think I disagree with Connor. I think some of the opinions that he has are stupid. I can't see him as evil. He only has good vibes, even though even one of his opinions I think is disgusting. The one about deporting people for speech. I don't like that opinion. He's still acts like a human being. The rest of these people don't. I don't know. Something needs to change, and part of it needs to be my some sort of I can't fucking speak. A paid shield to the core and has been since day one. I've seen he has not changed a fucking bit since I was watching him back in the fucking day when we were fucking going on Prime Kai panels. Okay, like people can talk about him being paid. He was paid to live out his ideals, in my opinion. I have not seen anything that it seems like he's not been like a Trump dick suck the entire time, and he got enough of it, and then he got paid to not be a Trump dick suck like he was already doing. So at least that's my perception of him. Paid by Fed since oh, okay, you're going the stupid route. Giving someone grace doesn't allow people to move to the right. It gives them the ability to change their mind. If people don't have space to grow, they won't. But like, some people need to go call the fuck out. Maybe. It's just like, I don't know. It makes me feel fucking retarded. I think that's probably, sorry, I'm also doing some like introspection while speaking about this. But I think part of the reason that it makes me so fucking angry that I spent so much like mental energy and let's be fucking honest, like reputational harm to defend conservatives and to say that they're not all demons. Like I expended social capital to try and pull lefties back from the brink. And that same grace is just never applied back the other way. And this goes for like society wide. I've seen so many Democrats and left wingers try to reach across the aisle to conservatives. I have never, ever, ever seen a conservative say that we should reach across the aisle to Democrats. I have seen Democrats say that we need to pass bipartisan legislation. I have never seen a conservative, not a pundit, not a politician, say we need to get this through, this needs to be done through Congress. This is why hyperbolic language is bad for either side. You aren't convincing them at some point. If you say something 100% true to either side, it would not matter now. Yeah, but the conservatives are doing this because they want to harm others. Nair. That's the entire thing. Is the thing that sent me over the edge was the intentions of these people. And now Dems are joining them? So you're saying that you won't uphold your principles unless the other side upholds your principles? I don't know is the answer. The answer is I don't know. Because I'm not operating under the assumption that there's an afterlife. Oops, didn't mean to pin that. Stop. Unpin. No, what did I accidentally pin? Oh, wait. We have an entry full of idiots poo-flinging? Sure, I'll keep that pinned. But the answer is I don't know, because I don't know if it's my principles that are causing me to give people too many chances, or if my principles are just being taken to, or if I'm not living my principles by allowing people to walk over me. I don't know. I have to think about that. Yeah. So the answer is I don't know. My principles, I might be violating my principles. I might need to shift my principles, or I might be allowing myself to get just fucking walked on in spite of my principles, but not because of them. I don't know. And Nair, you missed the entire beginning part of this stream because I'm about to get out or get up. I don't have very much time. But this is fuck. I hate like repeating because most of the people that are in chat have been here the entire time. But yeah, I've just had some interactions with some accounts on Twitter, and I've seen some very large, you know, lots of engagement posts, like hundreds of thousands of likes and tens of thousands of retweets and shit, of people saying, yeah, we don't care if this brings back jobs. We don't care if this, like, it's this right here. But because there's so many people that are actually like this, I just don't know how I can ever look at conservatives the same way if like their goal is to harm me, because no one on the dim side, the goal was never to harm you guys, right? There was always the assumption that it was we're all trying to make things better, but we disagree on how to get there. But this is, we want to hurt you. And there's people in my chat right now that are like that, who need to go away until next time I stream. So you don't have to let people walk all over you. It's not lay down or fight. You can also leave shit alone sometimes. Well, I'm talking about not just me. I'm talking about like if I ever get into politics, which is something I very much like intended to do. How do I advocate for people that are like this? Because I don't care about their well-being. I'm not trying to fight every battle. I don't know if you like fully understand, or maybe I'm just not expressing myself very well. Because I'm kind of a little bit all over the place. So I don't know if you exactly know what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I want to fight everybody. Very much the opposite. The older I get, the less I want to do that. It's just, oh, you're talking to Gas. Got you. But yeah, I'm simply talking about like just the simple fact that realizing that there's a significant portion of the population in these Midwest states that are like this is extremely fucking troubling. Anyways, I'm rambling for far too long. We got 7 people watching on Twitch. All right, who is streaming on Twitch? It's like dealing with an addict. After a while, they want to be, they have to want to be saved. Yeah, that's true. All right, who's? It's gonna be bad times for the next few years. I just wish that I want people who are bad. I want bad things to happen to bad people. I want good things to happen to good people. I know that's a super strong statement, super controversial. I want them to feel the effects of what they advocated for. I want them to feel those effects, and I want them to know that it was themselves that did it to them. I don't want bad things to happen to bad people. Yeah, maybe I need to recalibrate. because they were bad people. Sure, that's probably more genuinely what I want. I don't want lasting harm, but I want to feel like the kind of person that can wish that, right? Like I don't want to feel like the cuck who's like, well, I just want them to know and then they can go on living their lives. Like, fuck, man. Like for all of the nasty shit that I see them say about other people, for all the horrible fucking things that they wish on other people, for me to wish them a good day after realizing that they were bad feels so cucked. But I might need to relearn to be a good person. I don't know. Will raid. I want them to at least admit they were wrong, be ashamed of who they were. That would actually be enough for me. That would be enough for me. Oh, you know what? We're going to raid into someone that we barely know. We're going to raid into Pep Talks TV. We raided into them a while back. Wait, what? Raid. Pep Talks TV. All right, guys. I love you guys very much. I'm sorry if this wasn't the pick-me-up stream that you guys were looking for, but this channel for me right now is just a way for me to speak what my internal monologue has been saying for the past week, so I can understand why I'm feeling the way that I do. You guys are my therapists, okay? Anyways, I love you guys very much. I will try and stream again sometime by the end of the week, hopefully, maybe. Anyways, everyone go over there, like his stream, follow him, etc., etc. Love you, bye.